What is going on, family? What is going on? I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. Please let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. So let's get it going. Let's get it going. Oh, baby, let's get it on. Let's love, baby. Hey. Hey, listen, today's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be sharing with you guys on why you need to become the banker. I'm going to be sharing with you guys why you need to become the banker, why being the banker is the best option. And everybody knows I always talk about, why you should not be borrowing from the bank and why we need to get in our head that being the lender is actually the best option. Those are the best things that I want you guys to make sure we pay attention to, because on today's show, we're going to kind of hit it hard because I got a lot of stuff that I want to talk to you about, and I got a lot of energy because I hope that this show is going to bring some transformation in your mind, because the renewing of this world is by the renewing of your mind. And I just want to lean on you to help you understand that being the lender is the best way to go. That's what I want you to understand. Being the lender is the best way to go. I promise you. Because in the good book, the book I like to read, I like to say it's the manual of life. It says that the rich will always rule over the poor, and the borrower will always be slave to the lender. The borrower will always be slave to the lender. And watch this. But it also says in my favorite book, it says that we're supposed to lend to many nations and borrow from none. It says that we are supposed to lend to many nations and borrow from none. So I think it's very important that we understand the key concept on being the lender, the key concept on being the banker, and not having to depend on this economic system that we've been trained to serve. I'm telling y'all something. Let me tell you something. I know for a fact that y'all gonna have to talk to me today because I don't have my little headphones on to know if you guys can hear me. But I'm telling you today that we're gonna learn some stuff today on why I believe you should be the lender. I truly believe that you can be the banker, and it doesn't take a bunch of money. Matter of fact, before we get going though, I gotta do a quick plug. We Are Sick, Surviving Financial Cancer teaches you why consumer debt is the number one cause of death in Black America. Then we backdoored it with an encore. This book is pre-launching April 5th, 2020, called I Am the Lender. These two books came out of ABS Publishing. This was edited by our senior editor, Connie Wright. She did an amazing job. Look at this book. This is me teaching you how to become the lender. Look at that. Look how beautiful. We got look at that. You're talking about, there's not too many times you see a Black author, I'm just being honest, go to detail to make sure you have everything that you need in order to succeed. And look at the size difference. Look at the size difference. If we were to write this book to make it be this size, we would literally, family, I promise you, this book would literally be like this thick. And nobody will read that. Nobody will read Cousin Jake book that long. So we had to make it, look at my hand. We had to make it letter size, 8.5 by 11, so that we can be able to put all the graphs and stuff that you need to be able to understand this concept. Because what we do, we don't just teach it, we actually live it. And if we understand that living it is key, and living it is the absolute way for us to be able to achieve success, maybe a lot of us can understand. So I'm going to be showing you guys the numbers. I'm just going to show you the numbers today. I'm going to teach you today. I'm just not going to talk to you. I'm going to teach you why being the banker is a more suitable option. And this is actually inspired by my father. I literally saw my father when he was working literally make $2,000, $3,000 additional income, passive income coming in from being the lender. And he had no idea like what he was really doing. There was no real business structure. There was no real business model. He had no mentor. And I literally saw my father making $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 a month creating this lending business with not a lot of money. He was just using his work's paychecks. And the best part about it is my father didn't realize how easy it would be to start up a private lending business. And I'm so excited to share with you guys today that when they say real estate is the only answer, that's a lie. When they say business is the only answer, that's a lie. Because one of the things I want us to pay attention to when we go down the trail, when we're going down the highway, when you're going downtown, when you're going through your community, the best, biggest, most beautiful buildings are the banks. They're not the producers. They're not the business owners. They're not the real estate developers. The best, most beautiful, most illustrious buildings are the bankers. The people who make the most money are the people who fund the people you admire. Ooh, I'm talking to you already. The people that you admire, watch this, the people that you look past are the very people that fund the people you admire. And I want to teach you how to become the banker. I want to show you that you can be the lender. I want to show you you can be the lender. I want to show you that you can be the lender. And I want to show you how consumer debt is the number one cause of death in Black America. These two books alone are what I authored, is what I wrote, because I not only believe in the concept, me and my wife actively practice this stuff, man. We actively practice being a banker, and my daddy, he didn't realize he was giving me all the game when I was younger, okay? Huh? He didn't even understand. Y'all ready to go? Y'all ready for this later? So what we got to understand, what I want us to understand, let me know if you guys can see this pretty clear, this screen right here. Jenny, I have no idea what you're talking about. Cousin Jenny, I don't know what you're talking about. Because if you're going through our master class, that banking course, this part on becoming the banker, is on a time sensor. So if you were to go through all the classes, you can't touch the banking course until that time rolls off, which is 14 days. What's going on, cousin? What's going on, cousin Prince? What's going on, Nick Gross? What's going on, family? Listen, I'm telling y'all, it's about to go down. So there are three teams in this world. I want to help you guys understand why we have cousins all across the country. We got our client cousins all across the country that are making the oath to becoming the lender. We're building the largest network of private lenders that we're teaching you from scratch on how to do it. The good book says to be the lender, not the borrower. The good book says that we're supposed to lend to many nations. And I want to bring that concept to you. I want you to see that you don't need a lot of money to be able to create that passive income that you hope for so that you can become the bank. But you got to think long term like the bankers do. But we're going to get right into it, okay? Because I'm going to show you how to become the bank. I'm going to show you how to become the boss. And I'm going to show you why my wife and I, we never want to get into real estate. But we gonna lend to people who do. Watch this. So there are only three teams in this world. There are three teams in this world. The first team is the consumer. This is the person that always buys. They want the latest stuff, the Gucci, the Benz, the BMWs. That's the first team. The second team in this world are the producers. These are the people who make the money. These are the people who build the businesses. These are the people who create the inventions. These are the people that you admire. These are the people that you look up to and you say, wow, they're just so amazing. These are the people who inspire you. And then the third team of people, this third team, these are people that you barely see but have all the control. This third group of people, that's the bankers. And this is what I want to teach you how to become today. I want to show you how you can be the banker too. I want to show you how you have more control in this life than you believe and that you don't have to depend on master. Jake, what do you mean by master? I'm meaning you don't have to depend on master. You know who master is? The person the entity that created the MasterCard, that created the dependency system to make you feel like that you need them in order to win, in order to survive. That made you feel like the only way that your business can survive is if you go borrow money from them. That's the system that I'm talking about. You can be the banker. You can be the lender. However, you have to understand that there are steps to this. Okay? There are steps. If you're ready to learn how to become the banker, I want you to put into the chat. Let me know that you're ready to become the banker. If you're ready for me to teach you on how to really become the banker, you want me to lay it out for you. I need you to let me know that you're ready. I need you to like and I need you to share this video because somebody got to know it. Somebody got to get game. Because I always talk crap about people that borrow money from the banks. I always talk about don't borrow money from the bank. And not too often do I get on live on Facebook on a free platform to show you how to do it. It's not too often that I do it. So I want you guys to make sure you engage with me. Tell me that you're ready. Like, share, comment that you're ready. So that lets me know that we're ready to get going. Because this is a class. I'm bringing you into our class. Welcome to the masterclass. This is called the I Am the Lender Masterclass. I'm doing a live lesson on one of the classes that are in our masterclass. Yep, y'all getting a free game right here. Stuff people already paid for. Y'all getting free game. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Here we go. Here we go. So, let's talk about the ecosystem of life right now. We're going to break down the ecosystem of life. The ecosystem of life is there are 3 teams in this world. And there's only one team that benefits from both sides. There are 3 teams in this world. However, there's only one team that benefits from both sides. See, you got the consumer. See, this consumer right here, this consumer want it all. They want all the nice stuff. They want the Lamborghinis. They want the Gucci's. And they're willing to make themselves slaves just to have the illusion that they winning. Yeah, that's the consumer. The other type of person is the producer. This type of person, this is your business owner. We're going to get in more detail. And the other type of person is the banker. This is the person who makes money on both sides. This is the person who makes money no matter what's going on in the market. And a lot of us want to be number 3, but most of us don't know how to get there because nobody has taught you. That's why this book is literally created after my masterclass. This book is created after the I Am the Lender Masterclass. I teach y'all how to become the bank. I literally teach y'all. This book is being launched April 5th, 2020. We're sending out shipments, droves of shipments of these books. And you want to make sure, I'm going to let you know how to get it in the end. You want to make sure you go to iamthelender.com. I want my family, put that in the chat, iamthelender.com. You can go get your pre-order of the physical copy of this book, iamthelender.com. And I also want my team to put in the chat to text ABS class to 555-888 to get access to this masterclass. This is a lesson that I'm teaching out of the masterclass. So there are 3 types of people. The first team is the consumer. The consumer doesn't get any of the wins. The second type of person is the producer. This is the person who gets to participate a little bit, but only it's one-sided. The third team is the bank. They win on both sides, and I'm going to go into detail on why. So when I tell people don't become the bank, when I talk about people becoming the bank, or borrowing from the bank, there's a reason that I do, and I'm going to show you how being a lender is actually more beneficial than being the producer. Okay? So, here it goes. The banker. The banker makes money on both sides. How is that, Jake? The banker lends money to the consumer and also lends money to the producer. The banker is the money person. And although the banker's position ain't sexy, the banker makes money both sides. So they want everybody to play. The person who is the banker controls the rules of how to achieve success. The person who controls the money, who funds the money, creates the rules. So what does the consumer do? The consumer borrows money from the bank only to make purchases that the producer creates. The consumer, you and I, the people that buy all the time, Black folk, we got a $1.2 trillion buying power, and we're only the consumer. See, the consumer borrows money from the bank, then they make purchases from whatever the producer creates. So not only do they borrow money, but the consumer pays on average 10 to 28% of interest back to the bank from the money that they borrowed. The consumer pays 10 to 28% back to the bank on the money that they borrow. Now watch this. Now, not only do they have to pay the bank back because they swiping their credit cards, they using loans, they're borrowing money to make these purchases. Not only are they paying 10 to 28% to borrow money to swipe, but they're also paying for the interest that the producer passes on. I'll talk to you about that in 2 seconds. Jake, what do you mean by that? Give you an example. If the producer borrows money from the bank, who's the producer, Jake? Who's the producer, cousin? The producer is the real estate developer. The producer is the inventor. The producer is the business owner. The producer is the entrepreneur. The producer is the wholesale salesman. The producer is the person who is creating jobs, opportunities, and making products, services, and solutions and selling them. That's who the producer is. So the producer borrows money from the bank, let's say at 6%. So in order for the producer to make money from what they borrow from the bank, they have to sell a product, service, or good that's over the 6% that they borrowed. So they're going to sell a product for 12% because they want to make what's called arbitrage. Arbitrage is money, the difference between what you borrowed and what you sold for. So they're going to make a 6% profit from borrowing money and selling it at 12%. But guess who gets the S end of the stick? The consumer consumes the cost of the 12%. Well, Jake, why does that matter? What do you mean by that? What I mean by that is the banker lent money to the producer at 6%. The producer created a product from the money that he borrowed from the bank. When a producer creates money, a product that he borrowed from the bank, the producer now has to mark up their product to 12% so that it can increase its profitability. When the producer creates a product that's now worth 12% from a 6% money that they borrowed from the bank, they're going to make a profit of 6% on that money. So what does the producer do? What does the business owner do? What does the entrepreneur do? They mark up the prices. You guys understand what marking up prices means? That means that I got the product for one cost and I'm marking up the price so I can make the difference in the money. I want to mark up the price so I can make a profit. So what's happening? When the producer marks up the price to 12%, they sell that product to the consumer. They sell that product to the consumer. They pass the interest of that product to the consumer. So the worst team to be on is team consumer. Because not only does a consumer have to pay that 10% back to the bank from the credit card that he used to make that purchase, that consumer doesn't even realize that they also consumed that 12% that the producer borrowed from the bank. So they all not only paid 10% back to the bank, but they also paid 12% for the product that they purchased, which means that the consumer actually paid 22% for a product that they wanted, for that Gucci. You paid 22% in interest, not including taxes, to have Gucci, Ferragamo, Jordans, Nikes. This is the cost of being a consumer. You get the shit end of the stick both ways. You get screwed both ways. So the producer says, I'm smart. I don't want to be the consumer. I just don't want to purchase stuff. I want to create stuff. See, I want to leverage the bank's money, other people's money, and create a product that the consumer wants. But let's look at the consumer. What's happening to the consumer? What the consumer does not understand, which is us. Consumer is us. What the consumer doesn't understand is that everybody and everything is targeted them. The producers, which are the entrepreneurs, the business owners, real estate developers, people, they want your money. So they're going to create content. They're going to create magazines. They're going to put in newspapers, whatever that makes you want to spend your money with them. The media targets consumers. The producers pay the media team to target consumers with what they want them to buy. Because why? Because they also want their money. The ad agencies target consumers because the producers and the media team is spending money getting the ad agencies to make advertisement that targets the consumer. So being the consumer is the worst place to be. The credit card companies, the banks, they're all targeting the consumer and they want our money. This is exactly why, family, this is exactly why the worst position to be as an individual that's making money is to be the uninformed consumer. You living in bliss. You living in bliss, absolute bliss. And don't realize the reason why we are B-R-O-K-E is because everybody got our money but us. Uh-oh. Y'all don't want your cousin to talk to you today. You don't want me to really talk to you. You don't want me to really talk to you. You don't want me to. Because if you wanted me to, I would have a lot more people coming to me in the chat. I would have a lot more people hitting me up. I would have a lot more people talking that talk to me. Conversing with me. Having a conversation with me. Because I know for a fact, family, that if you understood the gravity and the amount of money that we spend and lose off of borrowing money from the banking institutions and spending that money, we realize that we're the ones being targeted. We're the ones being targeted. We are. The banks want us to borrow money so that we can spend their money with the producers because the producers are paying back the banks for what they borrowed, and then you got to pay the bank back what you borrowed. Notice your money going out and none of it's coming back in. Money going out, nothing's coming back in. That's why being a consumer is the worst place to be. That's the bad team to be. Wrong team. Let's talk about the producer. This is the place everybody tell you to be. They want us to stop at just being the business owner. They want us to stop at just being an entrepreneur. They want us to stop just at being a real estate developer. Because what's the deal is, family? My father taught me something. He taught me a lesson. My father's a man of little words. And my father taught me a lesson that he don't even realize he taught me. My daddy said, why would I put money in the bank? And when I put money in the bank, then I go to try to borrow money. I can have $5,000 in the bank. Go and ask them, can I borrow $5,000 from them? And they'll ask me for a credit score. He said, I never understood, son, how the banks can use my money, but I can't use theirs. That's why I'm the lender. My daddy taught me that. And my daddy played at a little level, but he instilled in me the strategies to make me say, damn. Because listen, let me tell you something. I've never been enthused with nice cars. I've never been enthused with nice clothes. I've never been enthused about how, matter of fact, like houses in communities, it creeps me out because every house looks the same. And it's like a scary movie. I've never been excited about fancy stuff. Here's why. I'm not talking about quality things. I'm talking about overpriced fancy things. Here's why. Because I always ask myself, because of what my daddy taught me, I always ask myself, I wonder how much the bank getting from them from using that credit card. I wonder how much the bank making from lending them that money to purchase that house. I wonder how much the bank making in car payments for them having so much ego that they're paying $500, $600, $700, $800 a month just to stunt with people that don't give two asses about them. I wonder. I said, man, I always wonder, like, damn, how can I be the bank? And my daddy was showing me on a smaller level on how to do it. So let's look at what the producer. See, the consumer borrows money from everybody. They borrow and buy. The consumer borrows and buys. That's what the consumer does. The producer borrows and sells. The producer borrows and sells. That's what the producer does. The producer borrows the money from the bank and sells it. The consumer borrows money from the bank and buys. Consumer borrows money from the bank and buys. The producer borrows money from the bank and sells. So let me give you an example because, right now everybody's in that real estate hype. Everybody want to be in real estate. I teach all this stuff in my book. If you go to iamthelender.com, like it spells it, iamthelender.com, you can get access to this information. And if you look at on the screen where it says to access our financial institute, text ABS class to 555-888. One of our team members can actually put you in the master class that teaches this concept video. So if you're somebody that don't like to read, you can go get the master class. It's video. So let's look at a property because everybody's in real estate. And there's a reason why banks got better buildings than the real estate developers. So here's the deal. If I'm a real estate developer, I got the real estate bug. I take a $250,000 home at a 4% APR. I take a $250,000 home at a 4% APR. I'm going to pay in mortgage. You can go to your own mortgage calculator. I'm going to pay in mortgage 1208 mortgage from this property. Y'all know how many clients that we have that do real estate that we're helping them fix their deals because they thought real estate was the key and they realized it's more of a headache when you don't understand really the specs of it. So let's just look. So I become a real estate developer. They teach us to borrow money and rent it out and sell something. So I borrow money to buy a house and then I sell the living capabilities of this home. So my mortgage is $1,208 for a 4.1% APR. My monthly maintenance at a 1.25% rate. If you guys are wondering how I got that, you take 1.25%. You multiply that times your monthly mortgage, and that will give you your maintenance rate. You divide that by 12 months, and that will let you know how much it costs monthly for maintenance on a property. So I got mortgage at $1,208. My papa did real estate. My papa rented his properties. And my dad made more money passive than my papa did. My dad just didn't know how to scale. And my papa literally had to sell his properties and then go move back into his rent home. Because people were just tearing it up. It was just a hot ass mess. So mortgage would cost $1,208. Your monthly maintenance will be $127.92. Your mortgage insurance on this property will be $364 a month. How do you calculate your mortgage insurance? It's very simple. You take 1.75% is the average mortgage insurance rate. You multiply it 1.75% times the total cost of the home. That'll give you a rate, and you just divide that by 12. And that'll tell you your monthly insurance mortgage rate. So your hard cost for this real estate property is going to be $1,700. That's what's the hard cost for the property. Let's not take into account all the F-ups that happen on the property. Let's be honest. Most of us aren't the best renters. And most of us wouldn't even rent to ourselves. So I'm this real estate developer. I'm a real estate developer. I got a $250,000 property for one unit, for one door, for a 3-bed, 2-bath. Say I rent the property out at $2,000 a month. It costs me $1,700 hard cost. I rent the property out at $2,000 a month. My net income passive is only $299.50. So I took all the risk. I put up, let's say I put up 3.5% like they teach you. $8,000 I put into it. $9,000, $12,000, $15,000 I put into it. And this property is only cash flowing me $300 a month. And there are people out here that stop at the producer and we say, damn, in order for me to get to replace my income, I need 20 properties. $299.50 times 20 properties. You're going to need 20 properties, 20 houses to make a passive income of $5,995 a month. You're going to have 20 homes to make a passive income of $5,900. See, these real estate folk, they only telling you what they getting in rent. Man, I make $2,000 on the house. They're not telling you they're only walking home with $300. So you got the headache of having to go get your rent every month. But not only that, you got to increase your debt because you got to get 20 of these. So $250,000 times 20 homes, you got to be in debt $5 million in order to have a $5,900 a month passive income. And most of us like that. Most of us enjoy that because none of us know the other side. None of us are aware of the other side. And the other side is becoming the banker. The other side is being the lender. See, I was never, it's not intriguing, it's not sexy to me to have to find a construction team, compliance team, adjuster, to find whatever you got to find for real estate, to find renters, to find good renters, to do applications, to find a management team. This is not even inclusive of a management team. If you got 20 properties, odds are you're going to have a little management. So you got to pay the manager, let's say $2,000. You're only walking away with $3,900 a month. But you take 100% of the risk. So I'm going to show you why we teach in my book, I Am the Lender, while we teach in our masterclass, I Am the Lender. If you text ABS class to 555-888. If you text ABS class to 555-888, one of my team members will literally give you a call today and get you inside of the class if you want to take this class. I'm teaching you a lesson from one of our classes. I'm teaching you how to be the bank. So you took $250,000 worth of risk. You take all of this heat only to make $300? I'm going to show you why being a banker pays more. So let me show you what the banker does. Let me show you what the lender does. The lender looks at a real estate developer. Notice his bow tie. The real estate developer, he got shades on. Y'all know how them real estate developers be. They be real cool. Real estate developer with the fade, got the part. Real estate developer be real cool. You know what I'm talking about? Real estate developer be cool. The real estate developer even be having them little nice watches. Stunting with the nice little Gucci shoes. Stunting. While the banker, you don't know the banker. But in order for this real estate developer to actually get what they need, guess what? They got to go to the banker. They got to go to the bank. I'm going to show you how with $50,000. Jake, how can I get to $50,000? Save. Simple. I'm going to show you how with $50,000. You can do it with $10,000. My daddy used to do it with his paychecks when he worked for the Dallas Morning News. We currently got a loan out right now, $38,000 from the company that somebody's paying us back passively every month. So watch this. You took out $250,000 worth of debt, took all the risk, you got all the headache. This is not even inclusive that every year and a half, they don't tell you this, every year and a half, the average real estate developer for one property, it goes 3 to 6 months vacant. They don't tell you that. Every year and a half, that property that you have goes 3 to 6 months vacant. I'm going to show you how with a piece of paper, with one piece of paper, you can create more passive income than the real estate developer taking all the risk. I'm going to show you how with one piece of paper, one. So I got this piece of paper. The real estate developer walks up to you real smooth. You know how they do. Hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, man, I got this real good deal. Man, listen, it's off the chain. I want to do a flip. I got this. I just need the money. You sit back and you say, I don't smoke. I'm just pretending like I'm a boss. You say, how much money you need? Again, I don't smoke. I'm just pretending like the people, in the mafia. How much money you need? Man, I need $50,000. Because you took our class, because you read my book, you understand the importance of only lending your money to real estate developers that can give you 150% basis point of what you lent out. So that means that unless they got a property that's undervalued, worth $750,000 to $150,000, you don't lend your money. So you look at them, you say, listen, I can loan you 50, but this is what we got to do. You're gonna sign this promissory note. We're going to go to the title company, and I'm going to send you the money through the title company. I just need to be the first lien holder. Jake, what's the first lien holder? The first lien holder is when they sell that property, the title company makes sure that whoever actually owns the lien, who owns the deed, gets paid first. So the banker never had to leave the house. However, when they signed this promissory note, the title is owned by the banker. The real estate developer going around saying, yeah, I own a home. You know what I mean? I got properties. But they owe the banker. The banker owned the home. You just a glorified manager with 100% of the risk. So you put yourself in a position, family. You lent them $50,000. You got a property that you now own that's worth $75,000. You never had to do any of the hard work. If they default, they don't pay you. You literally seize ownership of this property and you sell it, let's say $60,000, or you sell it for $75,000, you made the difference. You made more money by them defaulting. So what happens? With only $50,000 a month, charging them 12% at a 6-month note. 6 months. So you say 6 months, I want you pay me interest every month. On the 6th month, I want all my money back. If not, I'm foreclosing the property. I take seizing ownership of the property. And I'm going to sell the property because I own the deed. I own the title because you borrow money from me. Notice who creates the rules. Notice it ain't the producer. Notice it ain't the real estate developer. Notice it ain't the business owner. It's the banker. And the banker only had 50 G's. But watch this, family. The banker lent $50,000 out at 12%. The banker is going to make a $6,000 gain on their money over 6 months. If you divide the $6,000 gain by 6 months, they're going to receive a passive income of $1,000 a month by lending only a $50,000 out, but they're more in control than you would be if you were the real estate developer. The real estate developer bought a house, 4.1%. They rented the house out. They only making $299 on the house, but they got all the headache and the risk. You lent $50,000 out, and you making $1,000 a month when they was only making $299 a month. So which position would you want to be? You want to be the lender, or do you want to be the producer? Do you want to be the banker, or do you want to be the person who's always borrowing? There's a reason, family. There's a reason why banks got the most money. Bankers make the most bread. Bankers have the most wealth. Bankers do it by themselves. Bankers. I'm just trying to tell you, family. I'm just trying to tell you guys the truth. So let's look at it side by side. Let's look at banking, being the banker versus the real estate developer. So you know hedge funds, mutual funds, REIT funds, all those funds are them becoming the banker. They're the bank. They push the money out. They control the money flow. So let's look at it, family. Let's look. The real estate developer bought a $250,000 house. And what I did was I made it a multi-unit, because I know some of y'all going to be saying, I know some of y'all going to be like, well, I would never buy one house. Y'all lying. Y'all lying. But let's say you got a multi-unit. And it's funny how everybody say everybody needs to own a home. If everybody owned a home, how would your silly self rent out a multi-unit? Don't even make sense. So, I made it good for you. I said you got a $250,000 home with 4 doors. You live in one of them. You live in this one. And you rent out the other 3. For a $250,000 house, or this property, typically a multi-unit, you probably won't get it for $250,000. I'm just saying, let's just say you split the house up. I don't know. I don't know how you're going to do that. But this will probably be closer to maybe $500K, $400K, which would take your mortgage to being somewhere close to about $3,000. Something like that. It'll be somewhere close to $3,000. It'll be somewhere close to like $3,000, your mortgage. And most people, when it comes to multifamily homes, their multifamily home only is enough to take care of the rent. So if you had a $400,000 home, your mortgage would probably be around $3,000, upwards of $3,000, a little bit more than that. Say you rented each of these properties, each of the spaces for $1,250. Each of these spaces for $1,250. $1,250 times 3. $1,250 times 3 is $3,750 minus the $3,000 hard cost. You're only walking away with $750 passive. But I'm giving you more of an advantage. I'm saying that if you rented the 3 properties, you will have $898 passive a month after you paid your mortgage. For 12 months, you would have made $10,000, but you take all the risk. You got to do all the changes. You got to talk to your renters. You got to collect money from your renters. You got to do a lot of shit. Versus you being the lender only using $50,000. You lent that money out twice for 6-month periods at 12%. You made $12,000 for the year passive income only trading a piece of paper, and you own the properties until they pay you off. If they default, you collateralize the property. You made $1,200 more than somebody that had a 3-unit, 4-unit multiplex. So this is why I tell folk. This is why I tell my family. This is why I tell y'all. Listen. Listen. Please listen. Please listen. Be the lender. Be the lender, not the borrower. If you want my book, because you want to learn how to become the lender, go to IamTheLender.com. Somebody put that in the comments for me. Go to IamTheLender.com. You can pre-order a physical copy of my book, or you can get the digital version immediately. You can pre-order a physical copy of my book. I will be sending out this launching of this book. Notice it says not for resale. So this was them sending me my version first. This right here, chart. We got charts. We got this. We got everything to show you how to become the banker, how to become the lender. If you want to get your physical copy, go to IamTheLender.com and pre-order. Your book will be mailed out April 5th, 2020. It's only in a couple of weeks. Your books will be mailed out April 5th, 2020. Unless Rona pushes it out latest April 10th. If you want me, this was a physical live class that I just gave for free. This is a physical live class I just gave for free. This is what our master class looks like. This is me teaching. This is an example of what our master classes are. If you want access to our master class, you text what's on the screen. You text ABS class to 555-888. Someone's going to give you a call and register you inside of our master class. I am the lender masterclass. This is the I am the lender playbook. You can actually read this along with the class because it goes simultaneous with the class. Thank you, Anthony. IamTheLender.com. IamTheLender.com. Or you can text ABS class to 555-888. If you found value in what I talked about today, I want to show you how you can be the banker. You can do this with $10,000. You can do this with 10 G's. 10 G's. At 12% interest. $10 G's at 12% interest will be $1,200 that you would have made. If you have a 6-month period or a 6-month note with somebody that's lending the money from you, I would recommend to only lend to people who have assets that you can collateralize. You will make a passive income of $200 a month times 12. That's an additional $2,400 a year lending your money. Remember, that house only made for a 1-unit home, $250,000. They only made $299.50. You would have made $200 a month just lending 10 G's out a month. My dad used to lend money upwards of 25%. He called it 25 cents on the dollar. So I think it's very important that you understand what we just went over. I think it's very critical that you understand the game I just gave you so that you can make sure that you put yourself in the right situation. This book, my first book, is entitled We Are Sick, Surviving Financial Cancer. We Are Sick, Surviving Financial Cancer. You can get a copy of this book at survivingfinancialcancer.com. This is me showing you how consumer debt is the number one cause of death in Black America. Consumer debt is the number one cause of death. And then the I Am the Lender. You can get this at iamthelender.com. This is the book that we're launching out April 5th. April 5th, 2020. April 5th, 2020. Okay, April 5th, 2020. We're launching this book out April 5th, 2020. If you want to get me teaching you, you want to get me educating you and coaching you, text what's on the screen, ABS class to 555-888. ABS class to 555-888. If you do that, you'll be just fine, okay? So listen, this is Tayler Jacobs. I'm your cousin. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peace.